Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM from 6 to 9 p.m. for a live broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15. Hear from Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie, Constituency Chairman Davian Vassell, and guest speakers Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Floyd Green, Rhoda Moy Crawford, Senator Abka Fitzhenley, and Councillor Beverly Prince. It's the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, Sunday, June 15 from 6 to 9 p.m. right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the West Kingston constituency and the Jamaica Labour Party. Due to the broadcast of the Area Council 1 meeting on Sunday, June 15, Jamaican Dads, Immaculate Moments, and Baha'i Faith will not be aired.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us for this live broadcast from Tarrant High School in East Central St. Andrew. My name is Ricardo Brooks, and we're here for the Jamaica Labour Party's Area Council 1 meeting. This as the party gears up for the general election constitutionally due in September. East Central St. Andrew, listeners, has historically been a seat held by the People's National Party. Some of the representatives over the years have been Norman Manley, Kenneth McNeil, D.K. Duncan, Arthur Jones, and of course the incumbent Dr. Peter Phillips. Dr. Phillips has been holding the seat since 1994. When a by-election was held at the last polls in 2020, he defeated the JLP's Jody and Myrie by 927 votes. Dr. Phillips has indicated that he will be stepping down from representational politics, and he has endorsed the councillor for the Maxfield Park Division, Dennis Gordon, to succeed him. The People's National Party says he'll be their man. But this evening, the JLP is set to unveil Davian Vassell as their man to challenge Dennis Gordon for this seat. I can tell you so far it's a carnival-like atmosphere. I've never seen a marching band at an Area Council 1 meeting, so the Labourites are clearly in a festive mood. We're set to hear from West Kingston MP, the Area Council leader Desmond McKenzie. Southwest St. Elizabeth MP Floyd Green is also slated to speak. North Central Clarendon MP Robert Morgan. So to the MP for Central Manchester, Rhoda Crawford, Delroy Chuck, Senator Abka Fitzhenley, and of course the man of the moment, the caretaker. Fair to call you the caretaker, sir?
Yeah.
Davian Vassell for East Central St. Andrew. Beverly Prince of the Cassia Park Division will also speak. Good afternoon, Mr. Vassell. How are you?
I'm well.
And I see your supporters are wearing shirts that say there's no hassle with Vassell.
No hassle.
So who is Davian Vassell? Let's start there.
Well, Davian Vassell is a lawyer going on 11 years from the constituency of West Central St. Andrew. So I'm literally next door, right. East Central. And despite the humble beginnings, we have reached a stage where we feel like it's time for us to give back to Jamaica. It sounds cliche, but to be honest, I don't need politics because of money. Yeah. I have a legal career that can take care of me and my family.
You're the TikTok lawyer?
I am the TikTok lawyer.
So listeners might know you from there.
Yes.
And so you chose East Central St. Andrew, and I just went through the lineage of this seat.
Yes.
Pretty strong for the People's National Party.
It was.
It was?
It was.
I suspect you intend to change that.
I intend to change that.
How?
If you look at the numbers over the years, the numbers have trended down. On the last occasion, the seat was contested in 2020. The Labour Party lost the seat by 927 votes. By no means is that unassailable. I believe with me working in the space, because it's not a case where I'm coming to the space, being new to the space. I've been a lawyer, as I said, for 11 years, but I practice mainly within the corporate area, Halfway Tree, downtown, and a lot of these persons I've had to interact with them, the police, the citizenry, everybody. So I believe that I'm in a good place because of the work that I've done over the period within the space to make a difference in the space.
And what are some of the issues you're picking up from the people that require attention?
Well, first and foremost, if you look around St. Andrew, East Central, the roads are in a very deplorable state. It would appear that over the years they have been neglected. There's no proper social infrastructure. If you look around, there's not one active community center where people can go and learn skills and all of these things, vocational training. Besides, the German auto school I don't really see anything else. If you're not interested in art, or what else? Yeah, you can't learn carpentry, you can't learn plumbing, you can't learn anything because there's nothing in place for young people, to empower young people, to empower growth within the space.
But this constituency has been represented by a Minister of Health, National Security, Transport, the opposition leader. Are you saying he's been a failure all these years?
What I've said to my colleagues, I think my predecessor, in terms of running the seat, on a national level, he has done well. But as a member of parliament, he has failed the people. And it is something I believe because we have seen his track record on the national scale. He has done well, especially within the finance ministry. He did extremely well. But if you look at the legacy that he's leaving behind, there's no legacy. Dr. Peter Phillips cannot say with any good conscience that he has left St. Andrew East Central as a better place than when he found it. And that's unfortunate, having been there for so many years.
Dennis Gordon is a popular councillor, prominent in the KSAMC. You really think you can defeat him?
He's popular in Maxfield. That's where he's popular. He's the sitting councillor for Maxfield. He's an unknown entity elsewhere. He's yet to be proven. The areas that I am known, he's now trying to establish himself in these areas. I'm not saying that, given the fact that it's a PNP, it has been a PNP seat over the years, that there's not a certain level of support there. I'm not saying that. But if you put Dennis Gordon and myself together, people will see that there's only one clear choice, and that's Vassal, no hassle.
At the national level, the Jamaica Labour Party is going for a third term in government. Only once before, certainly since independence, has a party been granted that third term. How much more difficult do you think that will make your bid here in East Central St. Andrew?
The situation is that young people in particular, when they are accustomed to a particular thing, sometimes the belief is that change needs to happen because they have been, the Labour Party has been in power now for 10 years approximately. And so with younger people, they may see this as the only party as they have experience in power. So they may believe that's a change. But if you look at all the statistics, crimes going down, unemployment going down, the economy is stable, people, investment, even our rating on the national scene, international scene, forgive me, has improved. So when you look, Jamaica is definitely the place to live, raise families, and do business. Right now, we are poised, I believe, to make the next step, and the party to ushering that is the Jamaica Labour Party.
In terms of the support and unity within the JLP organization in the constituency, Jody and Mary would have run in 2020.
Yes.
I understand she indicated that she perhaps wouldn't be going again, and then it seems she changed her mind. What's the situation there now?
Well, the thing is, I have had words with Jody. It would appear that there was some hesitancy, but as far as I'm aware, based on the discussions that we have had, I am the candidate. No issues, no hassle.
With Vassal. The canvas, you've done the canvas.
The canvas is not complete, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But we are on the verge of completing same. Right? So the situation is that the canvas, I could have done it with independent persons, but I believe it's best for the canvas to be done by workers of the party. Because if you're familiar with a particular street, familiar with the people on the street, it is easier for you to connect with them. And not just that, when the election comes and you see Miss Mary, you can say, Miss Mary, I came to your house. It's a difference when you're interacting with persons as opposed to having strangers knocking at your gate. So that is what I'm working on, to have the canvas being done.
And you're confident that that base of support, party workers, that's strong enough to carry you over 927? You say not unassailable, true, but still historically the trend would seem that it's going to be difficult.
Difficult, I can appreciate. Impossible, not true. So the situation is that whenever I am faced with adversity, which wouldn't be the first time in my life, people have always told me that things can't be done. A young youth from the inner city, right, where nothing was expected of me. If I turned out to be a man that needs his anmigle every day and drink rum and boom, nobody would have been surprised. So I am an anomaly to begin with. And that's the trend that I will continue. I'm not going to tell anybody that this is going to be easy. It's going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy. But nothing ever comes easy for me. I'm prepared to put in the work. I'm prepared to do the hard miles.
And for residents of East Central St. Andrew who may be listening and thinking, okay, I'm hearing from Davian Vassal, what could they expect should they elect you as Member of Parliament?
They can expect work to be done. If you look, no work is currently being done. So really and truly,
I'm sure the People's National Party will disagree with you on that.
They will disagree, but at the end of the day, that's why we have a personal stance and an objective stance. And objectivity can stand up to, as you call it, the officious bystander, person not knowing all the facts, just looking. You could see that there's no work being done within the space. And when I come, I have a track, as I said, I may be new to national politics, but I'm not new to leadership. I was president of Norman Manley Students Association. I was president of the Faculty of Law Students Association. I served as law rep on the Guild of Students at UWI. I've been training to do that. I've served on a number of national boards. So this is not something that I'm coming into by fluke. It has been a gradual growth of the person that sits beside, Dave and Vass.
And why did you think, you talked about wanting to serve Jamaica, why did you believe that the Jamaica Labour Party was the best vehicle to do that?
In terms of why I'm with the party?
Yes.
All right, so not many people have heard this before. When I started UWI in 2006, I said to myself, I'm here at the great crucible. I'm going to experience both parties. At the time, Warren Newby was president of the G2K, and Raymond Price was president of the Patriots. I went to both meetings, and I wanted to see what both parties had to offer on the youth level.
With an open mind.
With an open mind.
Yes.
The fact is, if I didn't have an open mind, I wouldn't have gone to a PNP meeting with the young people. But the party was able to engage me in a way that I'm like, this was in 2006 before we won the election. So we're not talking about me jumping on a bandwagon.
Right.
I'm saying the pull was so compelling at the time. We were doing beach cleanups. We were all over the place, active, because at that point the G2K was, I think, at its prime in terms of encouraging and building momentum with the youth. And I think that's what pulled me into the party, and I'm here.
And you still think, well, obviously you think it's the right choice you made because you're offering yourself as a candidate.
I've not second guessed it,
Yeah.
and I won't begin to do it now.
All right. Davian Vassell, he is going to be unveiled formally this afternoon as caretaker for East Central St. Andrew. He's going to have to overturn a majority of 927. He says it is by no means unassailable. He says his prospective challenger, Dennis Gordon, is only known within the Maxfield Park division, and he says that he believes not enough work has been done in this constituency, and he intends to change that. As I said to your listeners, a carnival-like atmosphere. I've never seen a marching band. People are in good spirits. They're dancing. Carnival, yeah? To unveil Davian Vassell as the prospective candidate for the Jamaica Labour Party. We're going to have much more from Tarrant High School here at the Area Council 1 meeting for the Jamaica Labour Party. Soon come.
Stand up in the powers of the Most High. Stand up straight, Ethiopians, and fight on and Babylon game. Stand up straight now, Ethiopians, and fight on and Babylon game. Rise me up this morning. Give thanks to see the rising sun. Yo, pull up. That is true. Ragamushi. Whoa, oh Lord. Rise me up this morning. Give thanks to see the rising sun. And even when it's dawning, give thanks to see the day is done. Cause the time is so perilous. Mankind is so dangerous. In this time you don't know who to trust, no. But it's so easy to give thanks and praise Jah every day, oh yes. It's so easy to give thanks and praise Jah every day. The people business alone. The people business on mine own. The people business alone. The like a rolling stone, like stick and stone, cannot break your bone. But David killed Goliath with a sling and a stone. Samson killed the Philistine with a donkey jawbone. So the people business alone, the people business and mind your own. The people business alone, the people business and mind your own.
Stuck on you, got the feeling down deep in my soul and I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way, needing a friend, and the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way, and I'll be glad to stay. Oh, I'm leaving on that midnight train tomorrow, and I know just where I'm going. I pack up my troubles and I throw them all away. Yeah, 'cause this time, baby, love, I'm coming home to stay. Baby, it's just uncool to love me. Just chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, boom. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, bip. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank. Just chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank. Just chiripy bang, come bang, skank. Just chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, boom. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, bip. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank. Just all of the open, all of the soap. Just chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, boom. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank, bip. Chiripy bang, come rippy bang, skank. Me no all of it dope, me no all of it soap. Me no all of it mark your mark kinda low. Me no cry for no dick to turn on a big. No cry for no kind on a 3-piece suit. No cry for no money on a first class food. Me will cry for the youth. Me will cry for the youth. Yes, me have to cry for the youth in the
drawn the line. Move on. It's so good to go back in time. Oh, I would never find a girl like you. For at the end, anything takes two with fire and ice. Yeah. Sarah, storms operate in your eyes. Sarah, now I can realize. Sarah, you're like a beauty queen. Sarah, tell me. I knew our love was meant to be, but now you wanna turn your back on me. Yeah, seems to me your love is fading away. From me you're running farther and farther every day. And I wanna know now, why are you going away? Why you wanna break my heart? Why are you going away? Why you wanna break my heart? We made the vow on our wedding day. From the tip of your tongue I heard you say, now and forever, always stay. But now from me, you're going away. Love is the way, all things take time. When you thought I wasn't there, I'll always be right by your side. Oh, baby, my love is so kind. When you thought I wasn't there, I'll always be right by your side. I never let you go. Your smile, your silence you're right. And the live today, love is so precious, so let it go slip away. I'll be there for you. That's what I say. Now you great sky blue, bless them, come, bless them, come.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary. You don't look so good tonight. Hands at your jaw, something just ain't right. Hair looking shabby, never seen it at a place. Something must be wrong. Bear with me while I sing you this song. He ain't doing it right. No need to up and fight. He won't come home tonight. When you keep believing lies, no, things ain't right. So your nails you sit and bite, trying hard to keep it tight. Hey, Mary, quack and cherry, where's the happy. The doctor's order. I feel a shiver, I'm feeling down and out. I'm a true believer. I know what it's all about. I know it's not the flu. It's all because of you. I feel a trembling when I wake. Come back and give another break. I feel a shiver running up my spine. This hurting feeling. It hits me all the time. Every time you go away, seems I can't live another day. Oh, my bed, it is so cold. You got my happiness on hold. Oh, I feel a ton of joy and my heart gets warm. Thinking about you, holding me, squeezing you in my arms. I wonder what the guy is upset to you.
Yo, pull up. That is true.
Can this be really true? Oh, how I wish I had you. I wonder what the guy is upset to. Hey, honey, I seriously hope what they're saying is something true. Hope they tell you you've got heaven in your eyes. Saying you're a blessing wouldn't be a lie.
Nationwide,
and if I didn't call you niceness, and how about you dumpling, then I guess they didn't tell you nothing, no. And if I didn't call you sweetness, and if I didn't call you niceness, and how about sugar dumpling, then I guess they didn't call you nothing, no. Thought I could live without you.
DJ Tarrant, that's my DJ.
You, but still you were plaguing my mind. I used to take you for granted. You were the last name in my life. Presently you're the most wanted at the top of my line. And it was yesterday when I saw you down the lane. You and my best friend.
Jealousy
my heart felt the pain. And now I'm falling in love all over again. Yeah. How could I ever doubt that you were mine? I'm falling in love all over again.
Watch this.
How could I ever doubt that you were mine?
Berries.
Yeah.
Oh, said that big man don't cry. You never miss the water till you well run dry. Could you find it in your heart to give me one more blight? I won't abuse the situation. This time I won't lie. Have a nightly conversation. Also me lullaby. Fresh squeeze orange juice. And me eggs well fried. Garments well clean. From me socks to me tie. She's a friend, also a lover. That mean me not be shy. Be express myself straight up to the sky. No. Oh, said that big man don't cry. You never miss the water till you well run dry. Me say, oh, said that big man don't cry.
Now I'm falling in love all over again.
It's only natural.
How could I ever doubt that you were mine?
Stop to let them know that.
Talking about you, might as well I tell you all the thoughts that I've been hiding. A list so long I hardly know where to start. Don't be offended if I tell you you're a hell of a kind of woman. When you do something special to my life, see you as a queen and a lady. No ifs, no buts, no maybe. The only thing sweeter than Miami phone. Keep up as the same queen and lady. Keep the standard steady. The only thing sweeter than Miami phone.
Watch out, it's my boat on the everyday. We say woman reminiscing on how she been missing. Committing the ultimate sin. Lady love, this woman, she's like a blessing from above. Got to let them know that.
Talking about you, might as well I tell you about the thoughts that I've been hiding. A list so long I hardly know where to start. Don't be offended if I tell you you're a hell of a kind of woman. And you do something special to my heart. I see you as a queen and a lady. No ifs, no buts, no maybe. The only thing sweeter than Miami phone. Keep up as the same queen and lady. Keep the standard steady. The only thing sweeter than Miami phone.
Watch out, it's my boat on the everyday. We say woman reminiscing on how she been missing. Committing the ultimate sin. When I'm human actions with fear keeping every single thing. When we kick and every boy, I just think there with him. Seeking and don't right with the meeting. Must you can just serve it, don't be sleeping. To me, don't you so much, I mean, no one, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing.
DJ Jerome, the Shell Boss.
Nationwide 90 FM presents the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School. This is brought to you by the West Kingston Constituency Office and the Jamaica Labour Party.
Good afternoon again. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide 90 FM. We're coming to you live from the grounds of Tarrant High School in East Central St. Andrew for the Jamaica Labour Party's Area Council 1 meeting. They're unveiling Davian Vassell as their caretaker for the constituency. If all goes well, he would face off against the People's National Party's Dennis Gordon. With me now is the long-serving councillor for the Kasha Park division in the constituency, Beverly Prince. Good afternoon, councillor.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
The Labourites here seem to be in a very festive party mood. Why?
Definitely, because they're looking forward to crown our Davian Vassell as the candidate for the Jamaica Labour Party for East Central St. Andrew.
And you have been in the constituency for a while. Mr. Vassell told me earlier that one of the reasons he put forward himself is that he just doesn't think the People's National Party has properly represented this constituency over the years. From all you've seen, you agree with that?
Definitely. For decades, this constituency has been neglected by the Member of Parliament, Peter Phillips. Most of the persons in this constituency, they don't even know him. So we have been...
They don't know Dr. Peter Phillips, who was
Dr.
a finance
Peter
minister,
Phillips,
leader
right.
of the opposition.
Yes, sir.
National Security Minister.
Yes,
Transport
sir.
Minister.
Yes, sir.
Health Minister.
Everything, sir.
And you're saying his constituents don't know him?
It is a disaster here. The roads are terrible. If you drive through the Kasha Park area, you will see, right? There's a couple roads that I fix. He does nothing. Absolute nothing.
You were the candidate in 2016.
Yes, I was, sir.
Yeah. And you've decided to throw your support behind Vassell this time around.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about why you think Vassell is the right man for the moment.
Okay, so the thing is, I was introduced to Mr. Vassell by the deputy leader, Desmond Mackenzie. I knew nothing about Mr. Vassell. So I took the information that I got about Mr. Vassell to my division.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was a overwhelming support. And if my supporters are supporting Mr. Vassell, then I just join in. But then working with Mr. Vassell, I'm telling you, he is a good person.
Yeah.
Someone that persons just log on to. You know, he's passionate about service. He is always there You know, if I call him and I said, Mr. Vass, you need to come, do this, do that, he'll say, okay, and you know, he's just receptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you would have worked with Dennis Gordon in the KSAMC, the fellow councillor of yours in the KSAMC.
Yes, sir.
You're convinced he can't win the seat?
If I'm convinced he can't win the seat is a challenge.
Yes.
Because you see, the thing is, we've got 3 divisions.
Right.
We have the Kasha part that votes heavily for the JLP. We have the Maxfield division that votes heavily for the PNP.
Right.
Then we have the Agley Park that normally be very close, but the last election we lost it by 650 votes. So that's a big challenge. We are trying to close that challenge in order for us to win. So it is winnable.
How do you do that? How do you close that gap?
Okay, so how do we close it? We have to go in. We have been in the Agley Park division trying to find out why these persons did not vote.
Yeah.
You know, because we've been through the list and see a lot of persons did not vote. And so, you know, talking to them, encouraging them, and trying to get at some voters that did vote for the PNP to vote for the JLP as well.
And how difficult do you think that's going to be?
It is difficult, but it is manageable and it is workable. Because of the candidate, I'm telling you, the candidate is gaining a lot of traction in the constituency.
When I drove in earlier, one of the things I heard, one of the chants I heard, is one bro God, one bro God, one bro God. That was a consistent chant I heard.
Right.
Talk to me about how you think the clear popularity of the Prime Minister among the base of supporting this constituency, among the Labour
Definitely.
is going to help.
It will help because, you know, as the saying goes, things trickle down. If you have a leader that is so marketable,
yes,
you know, things will spill off on you. So, with that being said, and Davian is, as I said before, he is passionate about service, and you know, he's someone that the residents can work with and they can relate to, you know, and people just want to see the person that, you know, is representing them, and feel comfortable knowing that they care. And when you rally around them, they think that you cares about them.
Yes.
They will support you.
How long have you been councillor now for the Kashapat division?
Okay, so my first election was 1998 when I took the Kashapat division from the PNP.
Yes.
It was then Sybil Showers. Since then, I won consecutive elections. I ran for the Member of Parliament in 2011.
Yeah.
And so in 2011, 2012, when the parish council election came, I decided to run for the Hagley Park division, trying to close the gap
like
in making the constituency more marketable.
Right.
So I was hoping to win the Kesha Park and did well in Hagley Park, even if I did not win, because then it was an 800 deficit.
Yes.
But I ended up lost the Kesha Park because, you know, dissemination of information affected us, and it was short. So a lot of person thought that they pushed me out of Kasha Park. Right. So I think we did well because I managed to close the Hagley Park gap to 300 from the 800 but I lost the Kasha Park by 100 and a little. Then when the candidate died in 2013, it was an overwhelming support for me to run back in the Kasha Park.
And you returned to that
ground. And it was overwhelming. Yes, sir.
What has kept you interested in politics as a councillor for all this time?
It's the service to the people. Yes. I'm telling you, they're like my extended family. You know, if you walk in this division, this is the Hagley Park, but on the other side, this way and back that way too, is the Kasha Park. And being there for them over the years, you know, I've watched so many of them grow up, generation. So service and serving them, and they look to me for so many things, you know. The children.
Doesn't that get pressuring?
Pardon?
Doesn't that get pressuring?
At times it does.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that pressure?
Pardon?
How do you deal with that pressure?
Well, they do understand, you know, sir. So you have to tell them, say, not this time. And they do understand because they know that I really care about them. Yeah.
All right. And for listeners who might be residents of the constituency, who perhaps they don't know Davian Vassell just yet, what would you say to them about the kind of guy that he is and why?
I would say, listen, East Central St. Andrew, We have been waiting a long time for service. We don't know what it is for a member of parliament to serve us. And so anything is better than what is here now. So I would say to you, put your ex behind the bell and Davian Vassell and the Jamaica Labour Party.
All right.
Thank you.
Councillor Beverly Prince, she's a councillor for the Kasha Park division, says it's going to be a challenge, but she doesn't think it's a challenge that cannot be met. She's throwing her full support behind Davian Vassell as the caretaker for East Central St. Andrew. Those general elections, of course, due constitutionally just about 3 months. They should be held by September. We're going to take a break and come back with more. We're broadcasting live from Tarrant High School. The Jamaica Labour Party is having an Area Council 1 meeting where they are unveiling Davian Vassell as the caretaker for East Central St. Andrew. Soon come.
Just walk right in. Let me tell you, baby, that I love you so. Baby, although you're a rebel and you come from the ghetto, I love you, baby. Just walk right in. Baby, let me tell you what you ought to know. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. We live together on that dreamland and we'll have so much fun. We live together on that dreamland and we'll have so much fun. Go down talking about you and your new guy. You're flying, I know, in your single world. But you're gonna need me. But you're gonna need me. You're gonna need me, darling. And it won't be long. You may not be a movie star. You may not drive a big boss car, but I love you in every way. Yeah. I love you in every way. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, why?
Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide 90 FM. We're broadcasting live from Tarrant High School in East Central St. Andrew. The Jamaica Labour Party is hosting an Area Council 1 meeting. My name is Ricardo Brooks, and the party heavyweights are starting to roll in. I have with me now the Deputy Leader for Area Council 1, the Member of Parliament for West Kingston, Desmond Mackenzie. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon to your viewers and to your listeners.
Now, the first thing I noticed when I walked in here is that there's a different atmosphere. It's almost like a party-like atmosphere. The Labourites seem upbeat, and Davian Vassell tells me that you were instrumental in introducing him to this constituency. Why Vassell?
Well, Vassell is a young man, one of the many young persons that have openly come out now in support of Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. There was a vacancy in the constituency, and I invited him because he was serving in another capacity. And I had discussions with him and invited him, and he went through the process, and he was considered, and he was successful in his application to become the party chairman for the constituency. It speaks to the level of interest, especially amongst young persons, young professional persons, that is being displayed in the Jamaica Labour Party at this time. And he's somebody that we welcome into the party, and we are expecting good things from him in this constituency.
One of the things I noted too when I walked in is that all the Labourites were quick to start almost selling me a third term message. As I walked coming in, they were telling me all the reasons why the JLP should be re-elected, and I noticed some of the speakers who have taken to the platform so far, they're pushing that message. How well do you think the message is permeating among the base of the Labour Party?
Well, I can tell you, one of the things that we have been doing over the last couple of weeks, couple of months, is to ensure that we stick to the message on our platform.
Yes.
It is about talking what we have been doing over the last 9 years. And I believe we have enough to talk about instead of going and getting ourselves into problems, being disrespectful to persons and all that sort of thing. And in the various meetings that we have been having, because a part of what we do, we are meeting with our workers, and we are talking to our workers about what your party is doing, the good things about the Jamaica Labour Party. And it is clear, I mean, even a blind man would not deny that the Jamaica that we are living in today is a far, far better Jamaica than it was 5-6 years ago. And that is because of a government that has been consistent in the things that we are doing. Because if you look at crime, we got a battering between 2017 up to 2019 about crime.
Yes.
Right?
So that you were poorly managing it.
Poorly managed. But we said that there is a crime plan. But the crime plan is not something that we could jump out and talk about, because it is something in progress, and we also have to have the space, the monetary space to do it. So the Labour rights now, we keep saying to them that now is don't win election. Telling us how much you love the Labour Party and you love the leader. Don't win election. What win election is votes. And how you need to get people to vote is to convince people, is to talk about the things we're doing. So I could go on for the next 3 days talking about the policies, the programs, the things that we have done. I can talk about poverty. I can talk about unemployment. I can talk about the reduction in crime. I can speak about the many glowing, outstanding achievements. First, some of what we are achieving as a country, we have never achieved it before since we attained universal adult suffrage way back in 1944.
True. But you'd agree with me that that positive messaging is up against a significant amount of negative messaging, in some instances,
Lies.
misinformation,
Lies.
disinformation.
Yes.
How do you combat that?
Well, let us put it this way. We know what we are up against. And that is why we have to be consistent in what we're saying. There can't be any double standard. You can't be saying something and I'm saying something contrary to what you're saying. So we're sticking to the message. And there is the party's machinery. And I don't want anybody to underestimate the ability of the Jamaica Labour Party and its communication team. Do not underestimate it, because if you do so, you do it at your own peril.
You talk about machinery. I heard the party leader and prime minister, I think he was in West Central St. James, I think it was. And he said that the Labour Party of today is different from the Labour Party of the past.
Far, far different.
So you're confident that the machinery across the country is in good working order and ready to face a general election?
If you look at what is happening now, and your recent Blue Dot polls show you that even undecided voters are now the reduction in that. And we know where they are going. So what it means is that, look, we have been on message, we have been talking, we're putting in the work, because the party's secretariat have set a job of work for all 63 constituencies, including mine, including the Prime Minister. We don't consider any constituency to be outside of the scope of that job of work that the secretariat have
Even
set.
if it's a safe seat?
Even if it is a safe seat, because in safe seats, there are concerns.
Yes.
And you need to know. So the work that we have been doing, we are seeing the benefit of that work right across the country.
Area Council 1 is going to be very important to the general election.
It's going to be, and remember now, Area Council 1 has always been Area Council that has been tight. Because we appreciate that some of the seats, or most of the seats, are traditional with hardcore support. When I look at what is happening in Central Kingston, I'm amazed of the transformation of Central.
I see Lawrence run on a platform for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Well, somebody told me about it, right? But if you look at the transformation of Central Kingston, now I'm not talking about transformation, political transformation. I'm talking about the transformation that is taking place in terms of the development. Now, here's a constituency that for over 40 years have been faithful, loyal to the PNP, and they can't point to a single development in Central Kingston. And here comes young Donovan Williams, and he has been able to do far more in his first 4 years than all the years collectively of the PNP in Central Kingston.
So you're not worried that it will go back to its traditional voting pattern?
We're putting in the work, and I am sure, because, let me not say it, because there are some things I'm not prepared to talk about.
Happening on the ground.
Right? But I can tell you that this Jamaica Labour Party, we are in every nook and cranny across the country. We are listening, and we are acting, doing all the things that is necessary to ensure that Dr. Andrew Holness gets a third term.
3 seats running across from West Rural St. Andrew into Eastern St. Andrew, all the way over into East Rural St. Andrew. Safe?
All those seats. We were in West Rural on Friday night with Prime Minister. I spent the last couple of days over in East Rural, and I was in Eastern the other day. These are seats that we normally pay attention to in terms of the work that needs to be done there. And we're not fooling ourselves to say that based on the margin, it is something that we can say it is a given. No, we're working. We are not, Ricardo, we are not ignoring anything. We are doing the work, and that is the instructions of the party. Everybody go out there, work the constituency. We are giving the kind of support through the Area Council, and when we come to another stage, when the Prime Minister decides, because what we are now, we are on the track, right? We're just warming up. We're not there yet. And when you see the Labour Party in action, then you will realize and understand that it is organization that wins election. And I tell you right now, we are a proper organized party with all the structures in place to face any general elections right now.
Final question before I let you go, because I know they're getting ready for you. You know about 63 prospective candidates in place.
Yes.
You want to give me a projection in terms of seat count?
No, I do. I'm not. None of
But you have a number in mind?
I have a number in mind. But
35?
Look, I have a number
38.
Ricardo.
You're
a journalist.
You're not waiting.
Right? You're a journalist. But let me say, and I'm saying this to all Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Onnes, in any other country in the world, with this level of performance, the achievements of his government, the people. But because you made a point, there are detractors, persons who will use every imaginary thing. So if I say something tomorrow and I stand by that position, now today because I see there's an opening, I'm going to flip-flop. You know, but the country don't want that. What the country need right now, the country is satisfied. And I am more than convinced that the Jamaican people is satisfied and will give Dr. Andrew Onnes and the Labour Party the third term.
Desmond McKenzie is the deputy leader for Area Council 1. Listeners, they're getting started on the inside, so we're going to take you there. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more from Area Council 1's meeting at Tarrant High School in East Central St. Andrew. Soon come.
90 FM.
You're the one who gives me satisfaction, fills my heart with love.
Nationwide, 90 FM.
And the other name is Gwen. One name is Sham and the other name is Gwen. So you see, their friendship cannot end. Say my wife and me sweetheart to friend. One name is Sham and the other name is Sham and the Sham. Kind of world are we living in? 7 fat girls to one slim bravery, yeah. 21 girls blue. Why are we fasting? Why are we fighting over women? This is the time for us to unite and be good. In this world, no need to fuss, no need to fight. Love I can feel, love I can feel, love I can feel, yeah. I want a love I can feel. That's the only kind of love I think is real. Don't want to be going by something I heard. Cause baby, action speak louder than words. I want a love that is mine. In the rain it's always sun, sun, sunshine. A
my love to keep me warm when it's cold. That kind of loving that will never grow. Don't you know I want love? I want the love I can feel. That kind of loving you could give to me. That
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew is all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back.
DJ Jerome, the show boss.
you know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back
Nationwide, 90 FM.
'cause I told you once before that but I can't.
Nationwide, 90 FM. Yes.
Have some mercy on me, baby. Don't you let me misery. I feel like crying.
No. Yo, pull up. That is Jude.
Have some mercy on me, baby. Don't you let me misery. I feel like crying. I said I feel like dying. Since you left me and gone, it seems my love can't go on. Please come back home. Won't you please come back home and let us start life anew, me and you. Since you up gone, I can't eat. Since you up gone, I can't sleep. Everything I do seems to go wrong. Oh baby, have some mercy. Everything I do, I still remember you. Won't you come on back and give your second try? Little darling, have some mercy. Can you see I'm in misery?
When you turn and you walk through the door.
No. Yo, pull up. That is Jude. Nationwide, 90 FM.
When you turn and you walk through the door, it hurt me so. Said it hurt me so. Oh baby, when you look at me and you say goodbye, you made me cry. Said you made me cry, crying. So listen to me while I say to you, breaking up is hard to do. Everybody knows. They know me.
stick by me. My life on earth would be useless, can't you see? Oh, if I didn't have you to stick by me. I love you, darling, and that's no lie. Oh, stick by me.
For the JLP's Area Council 1 meeting, East Central St. Andrew, they're unveiling Davian Vassell as the prospective candidate. We're going to take you inside now, where Corey Dunkley, the caretaker for Western St. Andrew, was addressing the gathering. We take you inside now for the proceedings.
Thank you very much. All right. So we're moving up. We hear from a young candidate, young caretaker. We're getting into now more experience. So we are moving now to the parish of Portmore. To the parish of Portmore. The man himself. The man himself. Big Rob, the Member of Parliament, Robert Big Rob Miller.
Big Rob Miller, you sit up on Southeast St. Catherine, John. Hallelujah.
Labor rights. Deputy Leader, Area Council 1, Desmond McKenzie. Ministers of Government, Members of Parliament, Senators, Councillors, Councillor caretakers, workers of the great Jamaica Labour Party, well-wishers, showerly greetings. I bring you greetings from the beautiful constituency of the parish of Portmore. Thanks to your Deputy Leader, Southeast St. Catherine. I had to be here today. As you know, today is Father's Day. And we must be in our constituency as well. But I had to show my respect, Bev Prince, to your next Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew, Davian Vassell.
Shout, 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 shout.
I have known the man for years. We have worked together tirelessly in the constituency of East Central St. Andrew. When I heard that he was coming here and I received a call from him, I am planning to give him all the support that I can give. Because the reality is, East Central St. Andrew is lacking in representation. I tried to do my research. I can never recall. I don't know, maybe I'm too young to know. I've never seen the Jamaica Labour Party govern this constituency before. And when you look at what the administration is doing, when you look at the infrastructure, the road surfacing all over, and when me coming at East Central St. Andrew, me can't see nothing now go on for East Central. We have to make up our minds. We have to ensure that East Central St. Andrew is not left behind. The man that you have is a hard worker. And I must say, today our Father's Day and he's a father. But me ask the woman them something. If you have a man in your yard and you can't find him and him not do the work properly, what you gonna do? You gonna run him where? So we are sending a signal from tonight that East Central St. Andrew is the battleground for the Jamaica Labour Party. Everybody know I am at Parliament every day, and I can't see one representative from East Central St. Andrew. I want a little man with them have a run up and down, say, "Ma, take over." Him no make sense either, because him in a problem. And we have to ensure that we go out. We have to ensure that we give Vassal the support that he deserves, because in the next administration of the Jamaica Labour Party, we want to ensure that East Central St. Andrew is in the columns of the Jamaica Labour Party. Show our labor rights. Show our labor rights.
Vote for the best. Vote for Jamaica Labour Party.
Labor rights. Labor rights. We say no hassle with Vassal. And that is why you are out in your numbers. That is why G2K is here. That is why Young Jamaica is here. The Labour Party is supporting Vassal. Coming to address us now is none other than Christian Tavares. Let's hear it for Christian Tavares.
Choose Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica.
Labor rights, what a way the labor right them look good. What a way East Central look good. What a way Davian Vassal look good. Stand up, Davian Vassal. I want, stand up, Davian. Stand up, stand up. I want all labor rights that have faith in Davian Vassal to vote when that time comes. Shower labor rights.
Shout, 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 shout. Labor rights. Choose Jamaica.
Labor rights, that's what you call endorsement. And the endorsements continue with the breaking news boss, Senator Abka Fitz-Henley.
Usually I'm indecisive, but when Abka break the news, I'm sure.
Show our labor rights. East Central St. Andrew, Jamaica Labour Party family, you look good. I hear not for a long time. I'm going to get to the point. You have a good representative in Davian Vassal. He's my brethren from a long time, from the days of the University of the West Indies. And his long time Davian Vassal, a lookout for poor people. And even before him get the big work, I can tell you that Davian Vassal has been lobbying for you, the people of East Central St. Andrew. He's in the ears of Nestor Morgan, lobbying for better road. He might talk to Matthew Samuda, lobbying for better water. And I know that him talking to the Prime Minister, lobbying for better housing for the people of East Central St. Andrew. I want you to commit to me that you will rally behind Davian Vassal, giving your support and ensure that whenever the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party leader call a general election, Davian Vassal is walking up Duke Street as the next member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew. Labour rights have one simple message. The PNP have no plan but to tell lie on the Jamaica Labour Party and the people of Jamaica. The Jamaica Labour Party have the plan to move this country forward. On my way here, I see a headline where a man who have the distinction of being the first National Security Minister to get robbed. I hear him say, "Call it, Andrew, call it." I said to that man, be careful what you wish for. We're talking about the same man who Rhoda Moy Crawford give a backsliding in central Manchester. There was a time that man in the Parliament used to say away, "Where is the crime plan?"
But now the work of Andrew Michael Holness and Dr. Horace Chang bring down murder in Jamaica by 44%. He say, well, the government of Jamaica cannot take any credit for that. That is a hypocritical, nonsensical, nonsense argument. And I want to reject that lie. It is the government of Jamaica, of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, that invest in the security forces, invest in the intelligence capabilities of the security forces, expand the numbers of the security forces, table plan secure Jamaica in the parliament, the first of its kind, and it is no coincidence that you are seeing the lowest murder rate that we have seen in the history of Jamaica. So when you hear that man who murders under his watch increased by 6%, try to talk down the investment and the hard work of the government of the Jamaica Labour Party, I want you to run him away and make him understand that the people of Jamaica are not fools. They understand that it is the government of Andrew Michael Holness that have the plan to move Jamaica forward. Show our labor rights. I love you. And I see you soon. I show where I say.
Choose Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica for
labor rights. We're getting enough information so when we leave here we can go in the highways and in the byways and tell the good news to everybody, all those who will not listen. We are going to share it with them. So we hear just now the powerful woman and the history that she would have made in central Jamaica. Coming to address us now is none other than the history-making Member of Parliament for Central Manchester, Rhoda Moy Crawford.
when we touch down, we open shell up. When we touch down,
show our labor rights. Show our labor rights. Greetings, Deputy Leader Desmond Mackenzie and Jamaica's most hard-working Minister of Local Government. Greetings to my colleagues on the platform, and of course, a very, very special greetings to your next Member of Parliament, Davian Vassell.
shout, 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 shout.
Labor rights. It's good to be in your lovely constituency. And of course, I bring you greetings from the giant slain labor rights of Manchester Central. Labor rights, I want you to understand that this upcoming election is a very serious election. Jamaica is at a crossroad, and we have two choices. The choice between the Jamaica Labour Party, the builders, or the PNP, the bulldozers. Because every single time that the Jamaica Labour Party is in government, we move Jamaica forward. And every single time the PNP is in charge of Jamaica, they mash up with country. They cannot be called anything else except bulldozers.
Labor rights.
Labor rights. I am here because I believe in Davian. In 2020, people thought I was committing political suicide. They thought I couldn't defeat Peter Bunting. But the people in Manchester Central believed with me. They believed in me. And we defeated Peter Bunting by more than 1,000 votes. I am telling you, I have known Davian for 19 years. He was a part of G2K since 2006. Davian is a hard worker. Davian is committed. And if you give him the chance to lead you, I know that in less than 4 years, you will see transformation in this constituency like you have never seen before. Labor rights, I want you to listen to this point carefully. I don't have to take up too much of your time. It is undisputed. We have the best prime minister in the region. It is undisputed. We have the best ministers of government in the region. But I want you to look at something closely for me. Hold on the noise because I want you to listen. In 2020, under the guidance of political leader Andrew Holness and deputy leader like Desmond McKenzie and general secretary, they identified some young people and they put us in some constituencies that the PNP held for 30 odd years and 40 odd years. They told us, lead by our example. And we went into those constituencies. And when you look at the work I'm doing in Manchester, when you look at what Nesta is doing, when you look at what Big Rob is doing, when you look at what Donovan Williams is doing, what you look at what Tova Hamilton is doing, when you look at what Tamika Davis is doing, when you look at what Delroy Slowly is doing, and I could go on and on, what we have done is to show Jamaica that when you have serious people, committed people, we can transform lives and we can transform constituencies. Deputy Leader, I'm begging you 2 minutes because I have to go there. Labor rights. Labor rights. Over the last 4 years, you have a member of parliament who was opposition leader, Minister of National Security, and if he has been to the parliament 30 times for the 4 years, that would be enough. And I'm not knocking sickness, because the other day I was admitted in the hospital because my appendix had to be removed. Before I could come back out on the road, hold on, listen good, I lay down up in the Yui hospital. After I come out, I had to lie down at home for another 2 weeks. And when my sick leave was up, I got back in the constituency and I got back in parliament. Now we here say the MP for this constituency is ill, so we never trouble him. But the problem I have is that the other day in the boiling sun, I saw him demonstrating. And my point is, if you're well enough to go to demonstration, you are well enough to come to the house on behalf of the people. So I'm not saying nothing more than that. The only thing I have to say, I am appealing to you. I am begging you. We are not to get comfortable in this country to the point that you have MPs, and because they're in safe constituencies, they don't have to do no work, and it is almost guaranteed that they will go back to Garden House. And you have some of us who have to work very hard to get back to Garden House. We have to get to the place where the political parties, even in strong constituencies that are safe havens, if we don't have a election is called. The numbers are here. So I beg you no, get up early, go with confidence and elect Davian Vassell as the Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine. I know that the people of Manchester Central will be returning me to Gordon House with a greater majority, and I expect to see Davian Vassell walking down Duke Street. Labor rights, when you go from here, remember, when you see the people in the street, remind them that a vote for the Jamaica Labour Party is a vote for Jamaica. We choose Jamaica. Show a labor rights.
Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica for our prosperity. Choose Jamaica, this is what it really means. To choose Jamaica, choose JLP. Yes, we're building a
Show our labor rights. Show our labor rights. And we can see the success. Road are fixed, left, right, and center, north, east, south, and west. And so, we're going to bring to the platform the man himself, the minister that has that responsibility, the man from Clarendon, Honorable Robert Nesta Morgan.
Nesta is coming. I am giving you a warning.
Show our labor rights. I could not turn down the invitation to come here and pay my respect and endorsement to my good friend for over 20 years, Davian Vassell. I was wondering, for 20 years I was asking myself, Davian, when you're going to come and join me on the platform and represent the people of Jamaica, because from your youth we know say you help people. So finally, I'm thankful that you're here with us in the great Jamaica Labour Party. I think the people of this constituency are extremely fortunate. You're extremely fortunate because finally you have a candidate who has a great chance of victory. A candidate who we know cares about people. I can tell you that even outside of politics, every single day that Davian wake up, he might help people. Every single day that Davian get up, he might look out for this constituency. He is not the MP yet, but Davian is bothering me on my phone. I ask me when this road I go fix and when that the road I go fix. That is the type of representation the people of this constituency deserve. But labor rights, and you not call it yet, you know. But we have some things to talk about. We have some things to talk about. Because Desmond, today our Father's Day. And we see some people I walk around and I try hold on pan people pitney like I feed them on. We see one man named Mark Gelding who a take claim for things where him never do. When we look at the history of Jamaica, it is the Jamaica Labour Party that has done the most to lift the most Jamaicans out of poverty. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has done the most to modernize Jamaica. And we have a leader in Andrew Holness who I can call the father of modern Jamaica. It was Andrew Holness who came up with the Spark program where 10 roads in your constituency are to be fixed. When the PNP was in power in 2014-2015, they spent $562 million on the entire island road. We are going to spend $219 million in a this constituency alone. It is Andrew Holness who is the father of the St. Thomas Road. The PNP controlled St. Thomas for 5 terms and them never build the road in a St. Thomas, but yet still Mark Gelding and him man them want to take control of St. Thomas. It is Andrew Holness who give the people of Montego Bay a new children's hospital. But every night me see one man on TV a tour the hospital like them want come take claim for the Montego Bay Children's Hospital. And when Cornwall Regional did a pop down under their watch, they never did anything to help the doctors and the patients at Cornwall Regional. It was Andrew Holness and Chris Tufton who took the tough decisions to fix back Cornwall Regional Hospital. There's a man who went to Portland, and for the first time in history, as Senator Fitzhenley tell you, a Minister of National Security was robbed in Jamaica. And after the Minister of National Security get robbed, him go to church and him go bawl to Jesus for divine intervention. We never did have to bawl for Jesus because Jesus is always by our side. That's why today we can boast 42% reduction in murders and the lowest crime rate in Jamaica for 30 years. And it's not mouth talk. That reduction never come about because of mouth talk. It came about because we have invested in our security forces. We never have no hospital, we never have no helicopter, we buy 10 helicopter. We never have no boat, we buy 6 boat. Police station, them did a pop down till police are dropped through the floor. We have repaired over 100 police stations under this administration. But yet still, they come to you and they tell you to vote for them because them have a plan. They don't have a plan. It's our plan. Them a try thief. Them a try walk with Andrew Holness Pitney and pretend like a feed them Pitney. But Andrew Holness is the father of the present and future of Jamaica.
Shout, 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 shout.
Beverly Prince. Many of them don't remember that it was on August 7, 2013, that the rise of the modern Jamaica Labour Party took place at Cassia Park when Beverly Prince stood up and whipped the PNP in this constituency. It was the time when the people of Jamaica recognized that they need to turn their backs on the wicked and worthless leadership of the PNP and look forward to the studied, the intellectual, the conscious, the compassionate, the caring leadership of Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. And I say to you, just as Beverly Prince showed us the way in 2013, Davian Vassell has history on his side. Davian Vassell will take this constituency from the PNP and show, just like what we're doing in Manchester, just like what we're doing in Portmore, St. Ann, Portland, St. Thomas, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James and Kingston, that this constituency can be a better constituency under the Jamaica Labour Party. And I say to you, we don't have to tell one lie, Desmond, for the people to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. As I close, Desmond Mackenzie now have to tell the people them at West Kingston one lie for them to vote for him again. Rhoda Crawford, Rhoda Fixmy Crawford now have to tell the people of Central Manchester one lie for them to vote for her, and neither does Robert Miller, because all of our MPs have stood up beside the people over the last 4.5 years and have demonstrated the work that Andrew Holness, our leader, has guided us to put in our constituency. And I say to the Labour Rights this evening, election no call it. But as I drive around the country, Delroy, me not see no branch pan the tree them, because every time Labour Right pass through up here, shower, shower, shower. The people of Jamaica are saying to the government, we are ready for the third term. Them stop put up the V and them start put up the tree, because Andrew Holness deserves the third term, because Andrew has done the work. It's not mouth talk, it's action. It's not mouth talk, it's development. It's not mouth talk, it's building a better Jamaica for the people of Jamaica, for the future of our country. And as I close and I leave this evening, we are just as passionate today as we were 4.5 years ago when we walked down Garden Street as a team, representing the hopes and aspirations of not only Labour Rights in this room, but Jamaicans abroad and all across the island. We consistently renew our commitment to the development of our country, not just through sitting down and having debates, but through going on the pavement and doing hard work. Last year when the rain fall, everywhere in Jamaica have pothole. People were calling left, right and center, Desmond, say how the road full of pothole and them car tire bus up. Prime Minister announced an emergency road patching program where we were able to go all across the island and patch as many roads as possible. We are not saying that we're finished, but we have done better than what the other guys would have done. When they left office, they were spending 500 million on roads. We spent $8 billion alone last year. 12 times more we spent on our road infrastructure than the PNP spent. I was out there in Christmas, Delroy Chuck, supervising the pothole program for the people of Jamaica. Our type of leadership is not sitting down in office and giving instructions. We are there with the people, looking at the work that is done, ensuring that the people get value for their money. So Labour Rights, as we go into the season, I want you to remember that is one man responsible for the pitney we are grow at Jamaica right now. There is one man who can claim that he is the father of the present and future of Jamaica. While the Mark Gelding walking around, holding on from people, pitney hand, and I pretend like say I'm the daddy. One daddy we have an Andrew. 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 Show Labour Rights. Show Labour Rights. Show Labour Rights.
You know I'm here.
Let's hear it for the Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan. Labour guess what you have in East Central? You have your next member of parliament who is supported by a wide cross-section. We heard from the parish of Portmore. We see that Clarendon is present. Of course, Kingston and St. Andrew is present. We are now going all the way to St. Elizabeth. We are now going to hear from the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister with responsibility for fisheries, the Minister that has mining responsibility, the Honorable Floyd Green.
Fly green, him no friend no feeling. Style to him thing, not trust some boy. Them a pass with drink. Fly green and rate you. That's run your people. Now I'm in a link. Him no fool.
Show our labor rights. Show our labor rights. East Central labor rights. Boy, you're looking good. I had to be here. I had to be here in East Central St. Andrew because some of you may not know, but this is the constituency when I was a youngster in politics that the first place me come and the house to house is with Bev Prince right in Castle Park in East Central St. Andrew. At that time, I was G2K president, and there was a by-election, and I came down and I met Councillor Prince, and she showed us as youngsters what it means to serve the people. She showed us as youngsters how you take care of the interests of the people. She has been a wonderful representative of the Jamaica Labour Party. And Councillor Prince, you have done a lot of work. You have tried very hard to move the lives of your people, but you need some backative. You need some support. You need a member of parliament to work with you to move it forward. That is the other reason why I had to be here. Because you have a man called Davian Vassell. He is young, bright, and talented, and is going to win East Central St. Andrew. When you look at Davian, you see somebody who never born with no gold spoon. You see somebody who come from humble beginnings. Him never have no links. Him never know nobody. Him just work hard. And because him work hard, focus on him education, look at Davian Vassell now. That is the sort of candidate the Labour Party brings to you. Somebody you can be proud of. Work hard and turn himself into attorney at law. Doing very well. And may I tell you how this a man love people. I can tell you something. Minister Chuck a lawyer. I am a lawyer. And you know in a law, I advise you get your money out and not true. This a man that give free advice for social media for people who can't afford to go to a lawyer.
Shout, 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 shout.
That is the sort of representative we bring forward to you. So I want you to realize there is no hassle with. And let me show you the difference. We find a man you can relate to who come from a background like yours. Over the other side, all them do a recycle candidate. Then can't find nobody new to put for run. Nobody no want join them organization. So what happened? Rhoda beat one man in a central Manchester. He run Ghana South Manchester. We beat a man in a Hanover. He end up in a Westmoreland and run seat. We beat a man in a Westmoreland. In Ghana, naturally, and run seat. And the one when me love the most. After the man run up and down and talk about how him come from St. Anne. Him run bamboo. Him are the man who control St. Anne. The man who send them general secretary. We beat him at St. Anne. He find himself all the way at Westmoreland and look seat for run. They don't really want to represent people. What they want is power. Them just want to steer and try get back into government. When the people them go in the seat, they not even know the people of the seat. They don't know the communities of the seat. How can they represent the people? That is why we cannot afford for them to get back in power. And let me tell you something essential. I don't want you to sit down and think that this seat cannot be won. I am from Area Council 4. And last election, them tell us, Davian, say we can't win Westmoreland. They say Westmoreland controlled by the other side for years. All when we win in 2016, we never win any seat in Westmoreland. And we say, you know what? We're going to put in the work. We're going to go house to house. We're going to find some candidates that come from the people. And in 2020, we never win one. We never win two. We win every seat in Westmoreland for the Jamaica Labour Party. So, what I'm saying to you, East Central, put in the work. You have a great candidate. Take him on the road. Go house to house. Organize yourself. Get all the workers. And a whole heap of people stop voting on this constituency. We want to get them out for this election. Every day tell them no hassle with no hassle. And why this is important is because the country has been moving forward under the Jamaica Labour Party. In every area, just choose an area, the Labour Party has moved the country forward. That's why I always say forward ever, backward. If you look at minimum wage, when we started, minimum wage was $6,000. Come the 1st of June, this government has moved minimum wage to $16,000 forward ever, backward.
I'm missing for a word ever and a backward, never for a word ever and a.
When we started, youth unemployment was over 20%. Almost 1 in every 3 young persons that you met did not have a job. Your government has brought unemployment to the lowest levels in the history of Jamaica. Forward ever, backward.
I'm missing for a word ever and a backward, never.
When we just come in, young people who wanted to get a skill, who wanted to go to heart, they didn't have to pass entrance exam. They didn't have to pay to go to heart. Your government has now made it that you can walk into heart and get up to an associate degree free of cost. Forward ever, backward.
I'm missing for a word ever and a backward, never.
And to be honest, I don't even like to hear them talk about agriculture. Because we realize about the other side, all them do is talk and no action. They say they love agriculture, and can you believe it? In the House of Parliament, They don't even have a spokesperson who talk on agriculture. They don't rate the farmers of this country. And me hear them talk about farm road. But guess what they do? They talk and expect nobody enough to check, you know. That's how they operate. But me go check. In their 4 years, they did 24 farm roads. In the last 4 years of the Labour Party, we have done 400 farm roads. Forward ever, backward. You know, they talk about irrigation. And Councillor Prince, again, them talk, but they don't expect nobody to check. You know, in the last 4 years, you know what they did for irrigation when they had the government? The only thing they do is write a plan. They never build out one irrigation scheme to reach the farmers. Since we have been there, we have done 8 major irrigation projects so that farmers can have water. And the last one, them like to talk about storage. Let us build storage. Yes, we agree. Everybody know we are seasonal farmers. So when the things come in glut, the price go down, the farmers not get nothing. Then it go to shortage, the price go up, and consumers have a hard time. When them talk about storage, ask them how much storage them build. This Labour Party government is spending $1 billion building storage right now. In fact, we are building the biggest ever storage in agriculture that can hold 22 containers of food so that our farmers have somewhere to put their products in times of glut. This is the party that you support. So forward ever, backward. So, ladies and gentlemen, I came here for one reason alone. To make you know that we are going to give Davian Vassell the support. We are going to come and work with him and walk with him. Because I am sure when the election is called, Minister Chuck will be there. I am sure Big Rob will be there. I am sure Rhoda Moy Crawford will be there. I am sure I will be there. Desmond will be there. We want Davian Vassell to be there. Walk into God's house with all of us. Show our labor rights. Love it.
Let's hear it for the man. The Honorable Floyd Green, the man who said forward ever, backward never. Labor rights, I recognize in the sea of labor rights, the deputy chairman of the Area Council 1, the next member of parliament for Central Clarendon, Delroy Feder Williams. Let's hear it for him.
Marching on to victory.
All right. So labor rights at this point, I want you to help me to welcome to the lectern, to take the microphone, and you will hear all of what you will hear from him. The Honorable Minister of Local Government, the West Kingston boss, the Deputy Leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, Area Council 1, the Honorable Desmond Mackenzie.
Well, I've been through hills and valleys. I survived out on the old gangster alley. No gunshot, no way me skip and dolly. When them keep me dead back in the jungle in me rally, me want them up, pop it up. Bogus bunch when me rip off. Oh, you get your front stripe, take it off. Woman get the front but rip off.
You know, labor rights, you know, I love the goodness of God. I want to see every labor rights on your feet.
The third term.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing
of the goodness
of God.
If you love Andrew, say freedom.
'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
For the third term, say Andrew, you're good. Andrew, you're good.
You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God.
Say Andrew.
'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Oh yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh I will sing.
You know, Area Council 1, I want you to give yourselves a big round of applause because you have been an outstanding area council. Tonight, we are gathered in East Central St. Andrew. We are in a constituency that lack anything to talk about. There's no record to speak about. We are in a constituency that continues to live in the past. But it is our intention in Area Council 1 to make a difference in this constituency. Laborites, I want you to listen to me because all of you understand that when I speak. I tell you that noise don't win elections. Telling Andrew Holness how much you love him don't win elections. It is the work that we have been doing, the enumeration, keeping focus on the job ahead. And so tonight, we are here with a simple message. East Central St. Andrew needs a change in its direction. And as a party, we have all right to speak about the changes that are required to make this constituency better. This is one constituency that nobody can talk about political victimization. Because if you go back beyond 1962, this constituency have had the pleasure, the unfortunate pleasure of being represented by the PNP. Only one time we have ever had the privilege, and that was in an election that they didn't contest in 1983. But you know, labor rights, these same set of people who is trying to convince Jamaicans that they can do better than us, if they can't serve a constituency that they had premier, minister of finance once, minister of finance twice, minister of health, minister of works. They had mayor in this constituency also. And look at the state of East Central St. Andrew. Now I ask, not you here tonight, but those who are listening and watching us tonight, how can you continue to support people who the only thing they think about you is when the time comes for a vote to be cast? They have done absolutely nothing. You have some houses that was built down in the Maxfield area. Those houses were built by the Jamaica Labour Party. So ask them what they have done. They can't tell you. But tonight, we are on a different mission. The mission that we are on as a party, as a area council, is to ensure that Dr. Andrew Holness gets a third term to finish the work that he has started for this country. When I look at the achievements of this government, I ask myself the question, why would anybody in their right frame of mind want to replace Andrew Holness with somebody who we don't even know where he's from? We can stand up as a party, as a government, and speak glowingly about our achievements in government. The other day in Parliament, I announced that over the next 2 to 3 years, because of how effectively we have managed the affairs of the country, we are going to be providing over 150,000 street lights over the next 2.5 years. And I notice on the front page of a certain paper is an individual who has no track record of performance, talking about the announcement is an election ploy. Labor rights, let me tell you something. Your government, your party, have done more for street lights, installing, replacing, putting in new street lights in this country more than they did in the 18 years that they were there. And when we talk about our programs, we don't need to campaign on that. We have solid achievements. The Jamaican people are no idiots. On Tuesday, coming at the Jamaica Conference Center, the Most Honorable Prime Minister will launch our flagship youth employment program. YSEP, labor rights, is a youth employment program that we started in 2017. And every year, the program have improved. Last year, we increased the numbers to 10,000. It is the largest youth summer employment program anywhere in Jamaica and in the Caribbean. So why you think the unemployment rate is going down? It's because of the policies and programs of the Jamaica Labour Party. And so tonight, I want labor rights and well-thinking Jamaicans to prepare themselves whenever the Prime Minister decides for the country not to be fooled. I hear them criticizing the government over the appointment of an individual to serve in a position. And they're talking about the man is not qualified. Labor rights. When these people talk, you must be afraid. And I'll tell you why. It was the PNP who brought him out of the private sector into the public sector. When they mash up solid waste and they are to get rid of the PNP board at solid waste, it was the same man who they're saying not qualified. They took him out of the private sector, gave him the position of chairman of solid waste, brought in private sector people, because the only thing the PNP had to show at solid waste was the amount of money they spent putting out fire. And he came to solid waste and he started to turn around. When we became the government, we decided to retain him because we wanted solid waste we wanted the National Solid Waste Management Authority to do what it was established to do. And I want to tell you something. Today, as I speak, when he was chairman of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, 15 years worth of annual reports solid waste could not produce. And because of his leadership on the board, the National Solid Waste Management Authority today is up to date with its annual record. And not only that, because of the work that he has done, solid waste was voted as one of the best public bodies in the country under his leadership. Why is it therefore you're going to discredit him? And when he was working for you, it was no problem. But all on a sudden, it is a problem. Bad-minded, bad-minded. It's all about attacking Andrew Holness. But I want to say it. I say it already and I'm going to say it again, Delroy. The Jamaica Labour Party and its supporters will push back at the PNP when they come at Andrew Holness. We're not going to allow you.
Mash them up, yeah. Labor right, why mash them up? Whoa. Them can't run, them can't hide, them can't do what they get. And you why mash them up, yeah.
Here is a young man who has proven himself, and you want to destroy him. Well, labor rights, we now budge. We now move an inch. We will never surrender Jamaica to the PNP again. Never.
So bad mind I go kill them. Mind for us it I go mad them. Tell them to free up them conscience. It's just like a road that I go in.
So tonight, I want now to bring to the microphone a young man who have offered himself for service, decided to come to this constituency. And I am sure that whenever the elections are called, we are expecting good things from young Vassal. He is the official Jamaica Labour Party chairman of East Central St. Andrew. And so at this time, I want you to welcome constituency chairman, none other than Vassal. No, what is the phrase? No hassle with Vassal.
Spread your wings. Nothing is impossible, believe me. If I can do it, you can spread your wings. Nothing is impossible. If I can do it, you can spread your wings. Blessing off a flow like a river. 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 That for them for know some man a leader. Shatter them ready, man a leader. Blessing off a flow like a river. Turn them back and we turn them in a believer. Yeah, man a fire like a rocket. You want.
Desmond Mackenzie, Minister of Local Government, the Honorable Delroy Chuck, Minister, members of the platform, other ministers of government, members of parliament, councillors, senators, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. To all the fathers here and around the world, happy Father's Day to you all. Now, I've been tasked by the Jamaica Labour Party to lead the charge in East Central St. Andrew. We know the last time the JLP won this seat was in 1983. I was 4 years old at the time. It sounds a little hopeless, but guess what? Hope should spring eternal, East Central. At the heights of their dominance, the PNP won this seat by a margin of 3,113 votes. And that was in 2002. In 2020, they won by 927 votes. That's less than 1,000 votes. Ladies and gentlemen of East Central St. Andrew, my predecessor, Jody and Mary, had the then opposition leader biting his fingernails on the night of the election. So I want to big up Jody and Mary.
Shout, 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 shout.
You have weakened the stronghold of the PNP in East Central St. Andrew. And now it's my turn to deliver the killer blow. East Central, it is time for us to make history together.
History we're making up. History we're making up here. Bobby yourself, dry your face for the tears. Bucky your belt, tie your lips for the fear.
East Central, I'd like to remind you that I'm not from uptown. I'm not from any faraway land. I'm from Olympic Gardens, a constituency that borders this one. I'm from St. Andrew West Central, the constituency of the Prime Minister, the constituency of prosperity. And guess what? The prosperity from West Central is following me into East Central. So what we need to do is to embrace that prosperity. We have had the same member of parliament for 34 years. What legacy has he left behind? The roads are poor. No social infrastructure. Sports have died. The football field across from Norman Manley High School is a dust bowl. There's not one active community center. The man that is taking over is coming to do the same exact thing. But as we say in Jamaica, you can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And that is why we have to choose Jamaica. We have a leader in Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, who believes in young people. He believes in empowering young people and empowering women. All the signs are there that Jamaica is going in the right direction. Crime is down by record levels. Youth unemployment has dropped from 32% in 2016 to 11% currently. Now, the government, as you know, has made access to heart free. Now, not only that, some programs at heart, some selected programs are now given a stipend. And let me tell you why. This is important. The Prime Minister recognized that people wanted to take advantage of these programs. But guess what? They had bills. You still have rent to pay. You still have food to buy. You still have to take bus. So he understands that getting a stipend will empower the people. Now, another thing, young people, I don't think you understand the significance when the Prime Minister and this government removed the need for guarantors for student loan. I remember when I started my journey in 2006, I had to find two people who were able to say, I am willing to stand up for this young man. Not everybody can find two people like that, you know. For some people, especially individuals from in the inner city, it's hard to find guarantors. It's hard to find people who will stand up for you. But guess what? The Prime Minister has blown those doors open, wide open for everybody. And in so doing, this government is empowering young people to rise to the occasion. But you know the funny thing, ladies and gentlemen, you see, every time I talk about the achievements of the Jamaica Labour Party, I have that one PNP person who says, oh, that was on the mandate of the People's National Party. But what that means is that while they talk, we do. While they pontificate, we get things done in this party. Because I've learned from a long time that dreams don't work unless you do. You have to put in the work. And this party is putting in the work. Because dreams are just dreams if you don't do anything. They are just hallucinations. Now, I'm appealing to the voters in Cassia Park. Cassia Park is considered by the PNP as a labor right division. What is the significance of that? As a result of that, they don't do any work in Cassia Park because they see doing work in Cassia Park as strengthening Beverly Prince. So instead of looking at serving the constituents of that particular division, they ignore it because they're saying, okay, if they do work in there, it's going to benefit Miss Bev, who's a very good counselor. So in order to get your roads fixed, you have to embrace what it is they say you are. They say you're labor right. So vote labor right. That's what I'm saying to you, voters in Cassia Park. In order to get your roads fixed, in order to get your infrastructure up and running, you have to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. To the voters in Hagley Park, the PNP sees you as a necessary inconvenience. What do I mean by that? The only time they do work is around election time. So after you vote for them, you don't see them. Now when you look around, in and around the community now, they're starting to do some work because election is coming up. That's what I mean. You need representation that is there for you when you need it. Not during the time of elections, but whenever you need it. There are periods of time between the voting and the voting again that you will need your representative to be there for you. to the voters in Maxfield. Why are all the opportunities at Mempo Plaza? One place, all the farm work tickets go. One place, every opportunities go. What about your family? What about your community? Don't they deserve equal rights? I know for a fact that they rule this division with fear, but I'm telling you as a lawyer, I'm there for you and I will liberate you, Maxfield. Shout, 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 shout. From 1989 to present, that's some 36 years, this constituency has been under the PNP. I now call to action all labor rights. The seat can be won. So come on, Jody and Myrie. Come on, TC. Come on, Omar. We are ready. The party is ready. The machinery is ready. The voters are ready. Some call me the TikTok lawyer. Some call me the ghetto lawyer. But after this election, you call me your member of parliament. Shout, 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 shout.
Mr. Moral, prosperity to moral, got a plan everything, yeah. Jump it down to the deep, losing back to my fight to win, yeah. For the dog time, so I say you pay them a gun to win. Wish you could have looked at me and concept it. You have the question, God, then can't contest it. I got them guidance.
Labor rights, you know. You hear what him say? Call him your what? Dave Young Vassler, great big Jamaica Labour Party hand.
Choose Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica for our prosperity.
So labor rights, while we choose Jamaica, we're choosing Jamaica because it's the only place we can live. And we have to choose the Jamaica Labour Party. We put Jamaica first.
Choose Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica for...
And one man who is important to that link, one of the strength of Area Council 1. Let's welcome Minister of Justice, Member of Parliament, Tarrant, Chuck.
Boss be every boss, dance be every done. Ever militant, so it and humble like a lamb, tell them no confusion. Boss be every boss, dance be every done. Make them know see I want, so it and no confusion.
Labor rights. I am so happy to be here because I'm in the constituency where we have Councillor Prince and we are here, the next Member of Parliament, Davian Vassell. Labor rights, I can tell you, as I sat there and listened to the speakers, I am proud to be a part of the Labour Party.
Labor rights.
Shout, 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 shout.
I can tell you, Labour rights, that no other party has done more for this country than the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is why I have no doubt that the third term is on and we are going to win by a landslide when it is called.
Jamaica no bother fuss, no bother fight. We need to be a labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will.
In Area Council 1, we have 9 seats and we expect the 10th seat. The 10th seat is East Central, St. Andrew. And I'm here also because he's on the border with me and I'm going to work with him.
And I'm going to work even harder across Northeast and East Central. You know, I usually win by about 3,000 votes, you know. But in the 7th, when I become the 7th star general after this election, I'm working even harder because I want double the majority.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
And when I double the majority, I know it will influence the people in East Central to make sure Davian Vassal win by over 1,000 votes. Labor rights, and I want to speak specifically now to the workers in East Central. The task ahead is not easy. The votes are out there, and you have to go walk the streets, talk to all the potential voters. Many of them have not voted for many decades because they're labor rights, but them now vote for the PNP. But them feel the PNP, you know, might win, so them don't go out and vote. You know labor rights have to go out there, and you have a lot to talk about. You can tell them what the Labour Party candidates and MPs have done across this country. Labor rights, when you talk, let them know that every constituency that has a Labour Party MP, they have never seen such good work over the last 5 years. And I'm telling you, when you think that there are about 17 new MPs over the last 10 years, 15 but 2 before, about 17 new MPs, and in those constituencies, there were PNP MPs for 30 odd years. And what these constituencies have seen in the last 4.5 years is much more improvement than in 31 years of the PNP representation. So labor rights in East Central, you must let them know that when you see MPs like Rhoda Crawford, when you see MPs like Robert Miller, when you see other MPs around the island, Westmoreland, Western Hanover, Northwest St. Anne, Northern Trelawney, these are new Labour Party candidates, you know, after 30 odd years of PNP. And they have done more work in 4.5 years than in the 30 odd years of PNP representation. And what I want you, East Central Labour Rights, to be able to go into every home and let them know that with Davian Vassal, you're going to see improvement right across East Central. And what I know is the Labour Party administration, this Andrew Holness administration has done more for this country than any other administration in the history of Jamaica. Labor rights, when you go and walk the streets and talk to the people, you have a lot to be proud about. A lot to be proud about the Andrew Holness-led administration of the last 9.5 years. Never before in the history of this country has unemployment been so low, 3.8%. Never in the history of this country have you had 10 consecutive years, no tax. When PNP in power, you know, everybody listen, when they get tax, they want tax, if you dentro, tax handcart, tax everything. But in the last 10 years, we have not taxed anyone. And what is important to note, labor rights, what is important to note, we no tax, we no borrow, we no beg. And what is important is that this administration has had enough money and has returned some of the tax back to the people. Under this Andrew Holness-led administration, the ministers of finance, Audley Shaw, Nigel Clark, Fabian Williams, have so managed the economy that we can give back to the people some of the tax. Last year, almost $10 billion was given back to people from taxation. And very shortly, $1 billion will be given back to the people in grants of $20,000. Can you imagine that? And we are able, right across Jamaica, to give 10,000 water tanks. Huh? Can you imagine any PNP government being able to do that? And when you say, ladies and gentlemen, how well the Andrew Holness-led administration has done, every sector of the country has seen improvement. I can tell you about the justice sector. I know Davian Vassar go to court, and he will tell you, he never the courts look so good. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we in the court system, we have improved the courts. People tell me, up to yesterday, a man tell me, a lawyer, old man, he says he's happy to go to court now because 20 years ago, when he went to court, the judge has sweat, he must sweat, witnesses are sweat, everybody has sweat. But now, in the summer, the heat of the summer, he goes to court and he can carry out his case and nobody has sweat because all the courts have been air conditioned under this administration.
Party a big up Jamaica. We ever want to Jamaica. We not run let Jamaica.
Labor rights, because of how this government has managed the economy. When people sue the government and succeed, we say, where the bill? We pay it right away. In the past, you had to beg. You had to beg to get your money. In the past, when lawyers did work for poor people, them have to wait years and 2 years for the money that they should get for representing poor people. Now we beg them, come for your money. In other words, every January, all the lawyers who work for poor people, we say, if you have any bill, send it in quick, because we want to pay it before March come, which is the end of the fiscal year. And that is so right across all the various sectors. We have the funds because of how well the economy has been managed by Andrew Holness and the three ministers of finance so far. So labor rights, why on earth would anybody want to change the Andrew Holness-led administration? Third term, fourth term for Andrew Holness. But labor rights, it no get come like that. We have to work for it. We have to go and explain to the people that for the first time you have an administration that is working for Jamaica and not for themselves. An administration that is ensuring that the people of this country benefit and grow. And that's why we say prosperity for all. So I can tell you, labor rights, when the 49 MPs now on the ground and East Central with Davian Vassar go on the ground and talk about the achievements of the Andrew Holness-led administration, I have no doubt that the people of this country will return Andrew Holness and this administration for the third term. Labor rights, let me emphasize to you, and especially the pensioners who are listening now, the poor people across Jamaica. The Labour Party has always worked to protect you. When the PNP is in power, the pensioners, the little pension them get, it just go down to nothing. Under Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party, we always ensure that inflation is low so that the pensioners' little money don't dissipate. No government has done more for the pensioners than this Andrew Holness-led administration. And as was pointed out to you, the poor people of this country have never had such a low poverty rate across Jamaica, 8%. And because money is available to fix police stations, to add the number of police from 11,000 to 14,000, to give resources to the police, you can see over the last 3 years, crime, murder have continued to trend down. In 2023, murder trended down 9%. In 2024, murder trended down 19%. And I have to tell you, Robert Nestor, up to yesterday, he said 42%, but murders trended down 44.5%. Murders. And if it continue on that trend, and I really hope it continue on that trend, it might be down by 50% by the time we call the election. And this is important, labor right. Life is important. And the police is out there working hard to protect and keep the place safe. And I can call on all of us to ensure that you work with the police to keep the guns off the street and to keep murder down. But what is the PNP doing? When you ask them, what more can you do to help this country? They have no plans. They have no policies. They have no programs. All they do is to cuss and complain. As the deputy leader said, them trying to undermine a young man who is an outstanding chartered accountant. You know how they undermine that outstanding DPP, Paula Llewellyn, when we put a case for the age limit to be raised. But when you listen, labor rights, to what the PNP are saying, they have no plans, no programs. So what they do? They start claiming corruption there, corruption there. You know, when a party like the PNP talk about corruption, you know that they are enmeshed in corruption. That's all they can talk about is corruption. And we're going to defend the Prime Minister because they're talking about corruption. They can't point one bit of evidence to show that the Prime Minister is involved in any illicit enrichment or corruption. And I hear Mark G talking about statutory declaration. I have read the 3 reports from the IC, and there's not one line that implicates the Prime Minister. Not one paragraph, one line that implicates the Prime Minister. I don't even know why they put out those 3 reports. Because they had nothing of value in them. And I say we must defend the Prime Minister when we hear about him. But IC said this about him. IC talk about millions going from left, right, and 28 accounts. Nothing wrong with that. From I know this Prime Minister, he has been an investor. And his family have been investing in Jamaica to make sure Jamaica is a better place. And I say to you, labor rights, when you hear the leader of the opposition shouting, blood and fire, you wonder what they mean. You hear him? Blood and fire? One thing I want to say, labor rights, we want a peaceful election. But you know, if one of us leaders in the Labour Party had shout blood and fire, so the civil society would be attacking us. You don't hear one oomph from them. But civil society is doing a great job of discrediting themselves. Not all of them, many of them doing a great job of discrediting themselves. And when I see them headlines by some of the media about tyranny, authoritarian government, there's no more democratic leader than Andrew Holness. None. I can tell you, no leader like Andrew Holness. He bears no malice and embrace everyone in the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is why the Jamaica Labour Party is more united than ever in its history. But when you look on the PNP, you see the people them cussing one another. And not only them cussing one another, they are senior members of the People's National Party who say Marco G must never ever be Prime Minister. And when you look here, social media, some strong PNP, tell you about not only Marco G, but the General Secretary and Peter Bunting, that they must never ever go back to Parliament. Because when, as Floyd pointed out, look at these, look at Peter Bunting. Get a backsliding in central Manchester. And before him stay there with the people and work with the people, him run on South Manchester. The same with Dayton Campbell, as Floyd pointed out. Before him stay with the people in Northwest St. Anne, run on a Westmorland and looking seat, looking power. And so labor rights, you have to point that out when you campaign to show how the leadership of the PNP, that them cuss one another, they're not interested in people and working for the people in their constituency. All them want is to run to a safe seat to see if them can get a safe seat to become MP. You must work with the people. And when you work with the people will vote for you. And that is why I know when Beverly walked with Davian in Cassia area, I'm sure to increase the majority there. And I know in Hagley Park and Maxfield, I'm going to neutralize the vote of the PNP, because you have to tell the PNP, is PNP no want Marco G to be Prime Minister? Them tell you, you go on social media and you see the PNP bloggers telling you, make sure you don't vote PNP, because they don't want Marco G to be Prime Minister, because they don't know where he come from. And I have to tell you the truth. In 2020, people say vote for me and I believe them. Because when he came to vote, he had my voter ID in his hand. So I'm told. But the truth of the matter, labor rights, this is a serious election coming up. The future of this country is at stake. All of the undecided, and there are many undecided, you have to persuade. When we persuade those sitting on the fence to come over to the Labour Party, vote for the Labour Party, I know it will be a landslide. Third term coming, Labour right. Work hard and let us get the victory. Shout out to you all, Labour right.
Choose Jamaica for better communities. Choose Jamaica for our prosperity. Choose Jamaica, this is what it really means. Choose Jamaica, choose Jamaica.
Labour rights, I hope when you go back home, those of you who are watching and listening will understand that the only choice you have is to choose Jamaica, choose the Jamaica Labour Party. So let us close in the spirit of unity. Let us stand, raise our hands. We love you, Lord, one more time.
Party's Area Council 1 meeting from Tarrant High School in East Central St. Andrew. They have unveiled Davian Vassell as the man who will face off against the PMP's Dennis Gordon. That's the expected matchup whenever the general elections are called. That's all the time we have. We're going to say goodbye. Until next time, special thanks to our technical engineer here on location, Jermaine Compass, technical operator in studio, Damian Cunningham, the entire sales team at Nationwide, our videographer on location, Jamal Tucker, and my very hardworking producer, Dana Davey. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Ricardo Brooks, wishing you a very good evening. Remember, tune in at 6 tomorrow morning for Nationwide this morning. Good night.
That was the Area Council 1 meeting at Tarrant High School, brought to you by the West Kingston Constituency Office and the Jamaica Labour Party.
The race to 32. Nationwide 90 FM's coverage of the 2025 general elections. Coming soon.